Hi, my name is Brittany Bir, and I am Chief Operating Officer here at 42 Silicon Valley. Let's break in.
This is one of my favorite schools because like they're making it free for the people, and you'll learn more about it today. It's about to go down.
Coding Bootcamp that's originally from France, and now they're out here in Fremont, California. They have a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year program where the student doesn't have to pay anything to learn, and they're coding every day, building projects, working on teams, just a lot of awesomeness. So I know 42 teaches coding. Why did 42 decide to start with coding, and why is it important nowadays to know how to do?
So we decided to do computer programming because we need to have more individuals that are prepared for the digital age. And so we want to generate more preparedness for the digital age and more individuals that are going to create new companies that will be able to then go out and build new things.
And it's the same kind of problem in France, in the US, around the world. It's not just common to Silicon Valley. Like, learning to code is critical,
It's
right?
like the new literacy.
Exactly.
It's the new literacy.
We've had the summer camps coming, and towards the end of the summer camps, we let the kids go wild with the Post-it notes.
How old are the kids?
They're high school age.
High school.
Yeah. So we do a high school program year round. So during the school year, we operate the program called Hack High School with another nonprofit called Code for Fun. And we do Saturday classes to help prepare students for the AP CSP exam. And so actually we had great success after the first year. We had our students, the vast majority of them received 5s on their AP's exam. So we're really happy with that.
Say are some of your pain points right now?
So I would say that some of our pain points is still convincing the American public that something free is of quality, and that a free education can exist and it's not a scam, and there's no hidden catch to that. We had a few students when they first arrived here at 42, they said that given what life is like in the US when they first came, they didn't even know if the building was going to exist. They didn't know if it was going to be a scam, if they were going to have to sign some sort of contract and work in some place later on in life, if there was going to be some sort of hidden catch. There were even some stipulations that perhaps we were a French TV reality series that was looking to lock up American students, make them code for all day long and watch them crack.
Like here.
Exactly. So it's still quite extraordinary for something like this to exist in the US, and there's a lot of stigma around something that is a non-profit and that is for free.
What are from the politician's standpoint, from the government, have they shown any support? Do you work with the government or local government agencies or nonprofits?
Foundation or anything like that?
So right now we have limited involvement with the government. We have mainly been dealing with like local government, I guess, as far as our status is here. And who knows, perhaps eventually the government will interest themselves in it.
So it's nice because you're not depending on anyone for money, since you already have the funding for benefactors.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because like half the world's billionaires are here.
Yes.
And then like a lot of them have taken the billionaires pledge, so like there's a lot of interesting. A lot of people care about education, so that's interesting. I think to your point, like having an education that exists for free here is unique, but also being in Silicon Valley where housing is a big issue. We didn't touch on that. Like you all are also providing that. So can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. So we have about 2-minute walk from campus, 600 spaces in our dormitories. which we also offer for free to our students for a limited amount of time, first come, first served basis, to help facilitate their learning environment here so that they can always be on the campus and be able to just be surrounded in this kind of coding environment, and also to have the American college life experience. In that particular area, we also have our cantina, which we have meals which are offered to the students at the cost that it costs us to make it, for lunch and dinner 7 days a week as well.
Yeah. What are some of the companies that your alumni are working at?
So we have our students going out all over the place. So be it in France or here in the US, we've had students go and work at places like they've gotten internships at LinkedIn, Microsoft recently, as well as Scality, some of the local Bay Area startups. Some of them are trying to create their own startups as well. So we've got our student group that's creating their Bad Honey Bunny games, and also in France, a group working at Raycast AI. So they've got a wide variety of options for their future when they leave 42.
That's amazing.
Do companies like recruit out of here, or do they do apprenticeships, or do they do events? Or?
Yeah, so it's quite common actually that a lot of the companies, when they're looking to hire students, they also want to kind of try them out and test them out and see what they're capable of doing. So they'll often come and do a hackathon here on the campus, and the prize will be an internship at their company or a job at their company as well. So we've had that happen quite a few times already. I think a lot of people have a hard time with the concept of not having a professor on the campus, and how can somebody learn if there's no one person to tell them how to do something. And so for that, I think, you know, it's almost like any other thing that you want to go out and learn. So you start asking around, you will go and try out different experiences. If you want to learn how to paint, you're not going to necessarily go to a theory of art class. You're going to start playing around with colors and shapes and forms and drawing and things like that. And so just like that, 42 and our project-based peer-to-peer learning experience is going to present the students with that opportunity to get creative.
And you guys, sounds like you guys also have your internal system to provide the curriculum to do assessments, tests. So you've almost used technology to replace the need to have professors. Instead, you're leveraging peers and I don't know, just online resources like the knowledge of the universe. To be able to help them learn these important concepts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like if you wanted to go out and create your own startup in the real world. If you're going to be creating something that doesn't exist beforehand, who are you going to turn to in that instance? And so the idea is that you are going to know what it is you want to build, but you don't necessarily know what you need to do to get there, but you're going to try different steps along the way. And so in that time, you're going to be asking for different people that have expertise in those particular areas. You're going to talk to one of your friends that you went to school with. You're going to talk with somebody who has a degree in that area, or somebody that has worked or has experience in that area, or is passionate about that particular thing. And so you're going to collect different information, you're going to put it together, and you're going to develop your own solution to that. And so in that sense, 42 is helping to prepare our students for this kind of startup environment where we're going to be doing that. We actually want to distinguish ourselves from MOOCs. So one of the reasons why we chose the peer-to-peer environment rather than an online learning environment is because online learning environments typically see a high level of disengagement. So after a while, you're going to be at home, you know, maybe you have a significant other at home, they're going to say, hey, let's go out with your friends, have some pizza, let's go see a movie, let's go party. Life exists elsewhere, and so it's very hard to then put yourself into this environment where you're going to be motivated to continue on, and it's just going to be so easy to disengage from your online class. Whereas if you're physically on a campus and you're surrounded by hundreds of other students that are just as motivated to do the exact same thing as you, it's going to be much more of an encouraging environment and will help you advance in your career by doing that. So we want to definitely continue with the peer-to-peer learning environment and bring students to the campus. We do have other pop-ups, though we have more than just our Paris and our American campus here in Fremont, California. We also have other franchises throughout the world, so that are similar to the 42 brand. They have a similar learning style as 42, but it's also available in other countries like Ukraine, Romania, South Africa, the Netherlands,
Shout out
and
to
Finland.
Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Would you say what is the average age of students at 42?
So typically the average age, we have students around the ages of 18 to 30, and typically I'd say the average would be between 23 and 24 years old.
Okay, so would you say these folks already have gone through college and now this is the extension, or are they choosing to do 42 instead of college?
So we have a little bit of both. So we've got students that already have their bachelor's degrees and are looking to try something new. We have others that have come here straight from high school. And especially when we first started in France, we've even had people that have dropped out of high school and dropped out of a traditional school environment and then eventually come to 42. Not that we're encouraging people under the age of 18 to drop out of school and come here, but if at one point in their life they were unable to complete high school or unable to get their GE degree and they wanted to come to 42 after the age of 18, they're more than welcome to do that.
That's awesome. That's really great.
Awesome.
So, like, for what's the best way for people to get in touch with them?
So the best way for people to get in touch with us would be to go to our website, which is www.42.us.org. We are also on Facebook and Twitter, 42 Silicon Valley. And then we also have our contact email at contact@42.us.org.
Awesome.